On this episode of Gas Station Cappuccino, we take a turn for this episode. Dean's not here. Danny, it's myself. This is a solo show. Get a little pumped up. Might say few bad words, but there is excitement. Hey, what is up? Gas Station Cappuccino, episode number 75. Now, I've got a surprise for you today, which is that this is the first time that there's a solo show of Gas Station Cappuccino. Dean Sidoris, usually my co-host, my business partner, the co-founder, co-owner of Caffeine and Kilos, is not here, which means it is just me, Danny Lear, and I think we're going to be all right, though. Okay. Got some good things, got some ideas, some stuff I want to talk about, and I want to keep this podcast going. So we're going to let it ride. All right. Let me know what you think. Just email podcast@caffeineandkilos.com. Let me know. Did you like this solo show? Did you hate it? Was it absolutely terrible? Maybe start a hashtag, bring Dean back, or maybe Dean's got back. There we go. All those years of weightlifting. He's got a little ass on him there. And that's how we're starting off a solo show. Me talking about my business partner's ass. I'm going to get a drink of coffee here real quick. And this mug I'm drinking out of is actually a Christmas mug that Dean just got me as a gift. Today is the 9th of January. Yesterday, the 8th of January, Dean walks in my office with this Christmas mug, and it just says Santa Claus is coming to town. Has the big guy with the white beard winking at you, letting you know what time it is. And he said, "Hey, I got you something. So thanks." And then he followed that up with, It was on sale 99 cents. Couldn't pass it up. And which is it's a nice gesture. I still appreciate it. I'm drinking out of it today, now in January. But I kind of feel like you buy someone something on sale, on clearance, like you don't have to tell them. I mean, there is a sticker on the bottom that said 99 cents, but I probably wouldn't have discovered that for months, Anyway, so appreciate that. Now, here we are, beginning of the new year. And everyone talks about New Year's resolutions and all kinds of shit like that. Now, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but because I like streaks and I like doing things and making changes. And that's what I'm going to talk about, really. More than New Year's resolutions, I'm going to talk about challenging yourself and giving yourself a challenge. So I have a few things that are ways you can challenge yourself, things you can do. One thing, all right, I've been doing lately is I've been doing a 400-meter lunge step. Now, here's a situation with that. A couple years ago, maybe like a year ago, a couple from my gym they're doing these lunge steps all the time. Like, man, how far are you lunging? Like, oh, I'm going 400 meters. And I told him, I looked at him, I said, well, that's fucking crazy. I'm not doing it. Go ahead. I've done it before. Once or twice in some workouts here and there. And I never enjoyed it. In fact, I would kind of use it as I don't know if the word punishment is correct, but when I was teaching PE, the last day they could do makeups to make up from absences and stuff, we would do 400-meter lunge step. And that was kind of the way to let them know, like, hey, you waited to the last possible day. You're going to earn it, Anyways, they were doing it for a while. And I thought, man, every day that seems nuts. So then, here I am, and I've done 15, 16, 17 days in a row. And this is how that started. So how did I go from thinking this shit's crazy to maybe being one of the crazy ones? So in December, I was in Ohio, and I go and see my buddy, Corey Gregory, Corey G Fitness. What's up, Corey? Homie's got a podcast himself called Business and Biceps. And it's actually a great podcast. Or maybe it's Biceps and Business. Pretty sure it's Business and Biceps. You can work that out on your own, little Google machine. So anyway, Corey's a great guy. He's been around a long time, power lifter, had a lot of success in powerlifting. Guy's done bodybuilding shows. He's done the trifecta strength thing where he did a weightlifting meet on a Friday, bodybuilding show on a Saturday, and powerlifting meet on a Sunday. That shit's crazy. So he knows what it takes to get strong, knows what it takes to get lean. So I go out, talk to him, go to his gym, old school gym, train with the 4 a.m. crew. We hang out, go to Max Effort Muscle supplement company that he owns. We go out to the warehouse there, play some basketball, talk some business, had a great time. I get back home and I'm telling my friend Buddy, telling him about, oh, Corey was great, the whole thing. And he goes, isn't that the lunge 400 meters guy? Like, well, I don't know about that, bud, but maybe. And he's like, well, you want to go lunge 400 meters? And I said, hell no. I don't want to lunge 400 meters. That shit's terrible. But then there's another guy in the room, Nico, and he said, I'll lunge 400 meters with you, bud. Well, now I found myself in a predicament. I obviously just got wingdinged into lunging with these guys because otherwise I'm just a jabroni off to the side watching these two guys lunge. And so I said, all right, let's go. So then we start lunging these 400 meters, which I do not want to do. I'm just doing it because these assholes are doing it and kind of made me do it. And so I decided right then and there when I'm in these lunges, I said, people do this, the lunge every day. Other people have done it. I could do it. I just don't really want to. And because I don't want to, maybe I should. Maybe there's something I should start doing. Do something that you don't want to do. It's good for you. So I start lunging and I say, that's it. Because the whole thing was based off of lunge every day. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 400 meters every day. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I know these other guys that started with me this day till they stop. And that's it. Basically, they peer pressured my ass into doing this 400 meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep doing it every day until they stop, because then I have leverage on them for the rest of their lives, And now they're the jabronis. And I can always say like, oh, I remember that one time you peer pressured my ass into London 400 meters and then I did it every day and you didn't because you're a little bitch. I don't really call people little bitches. That was just, for effect. I'm getting kind of pumped up here. Anyway, so that's kind of where it's going. So we finished 400 meters. It was hard. I was tired. It was very difficult. And I said, okay, guys, what time tomorrow? I'm doing it. What time you guys doing it? And, oh, yeah, we'll do it. Next day I show up, put in my 400. Day after that, put in my 400. Day 4, put in my 400. And then I have this little situation where I find out that these jabronis stopped. I think one of them did 2 days in a row. And then Buddy only did 1. And I'm like, man, well, so I obviously blew that out of the water. So I could stop now. Except for here's the thing, is I just can't stop. I've got this problem. It's been 7 days in a row. And you know what happens? At some point, I end up, I just start. I'm walking. All of a sudden, my back knee hits the ground. And then another one. And it's just like, I'm caught in this thing to where now I just don't want to break the streak. And that's a lesson right there in habit building. James Clear talks about it in Atomic Habits. Other people have talked about it. A lot of people credit this particular thing to Jerry Seinfeld. They say about breaking the chain. Jerry Seinfeld would write a joke every day, and he would put an X on the calendar when he did. And then that was the whole thing, is you look at a calendar and it's got 12 X's on days in a row. You don't want to break the chain. You don't want to miss a day. And so it keeps you motivated and keeps you going, just keeping that chain going. And that's where I'm at. I'm 17 days in, lunge stepping 400 meters every damn day, whether I want to or not, which honestly, most of the time is not. But that's why I do it, because I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be a coward. I don't want to be the type of person who doesn't do some shit just because they don't want to. All right? That's what cowards do. I'm scared. I'm going to do it. Fuck that. You're not going to fail a lunge step. You may not want to do it. Life goes on. So I'm down at Disneyland, my family, for 5 days, which is way too long in Disneyland. That's a whole other thing. And here's the situation. We get down there. I'm in the car 8 hours. Go to the park. We're walking all over Disneyland for another 6-7 hours, whatever. Okay, like 5 hours, whatever. Get back to the room. I'm tired. I've been on my feet, walking around, crowds of people, 5 hours, in a car, 8 hours, dealing with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, the whole thing, right? And we get to the room, put the kids in bed. I look at my wife. I say, wife? I'm just kidding. I don't really call her wife. Anyway, so, well, Jess, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Where are you going? Well, I gotta get these lunge steps in. So I go out in the hallway. I said, I'm just going to be the fucking weirdo in the hallway of the hotel. Here we go. And I knew how many steps it was before I'd I took a stretch of like 20 meters, and I saw how many steps it took me and did the math from there. So I knew how many steps was going to be to get my 400 in. So I went to one end of the hallway and just counted my steps all the way down this hotel hallway. And I figured out, okay, I knew how far it was. And then I counted them going. And so I was okay, based on that. And then what I did on my walk back to distract myself from what I was actually doing, because it's not always fun, I just did the math in my head, figured it out. So I said, okay, here we go. I got to go all the way down this hallway and back 3 times plus another halfway down and back. And so boom, put them in, did it, got back, like went back to my room, took a shower, ready to rock. And you know what I did? Every day for the next 4 days in a row, get back, put the kids in bed, okay? And then I go on the hallway, I'd lunge my 400 meters, and then I take a shower and hang out with my wife for a few minutes before we go to sleep, okay? The point is, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I don't want to. I'm tired. I rode in a car for 8 hours. My fucking hips are tight. I've been walking around in Disneyland for 6 hours a day, 10 hours today. I've been wrangling a 2-year-old through the fucking bippity boppity boutique while she's getting her hair done and her nails and shit. And she's 2. You see where I'm going with this? There's a lot going on here. All this adds up to me standing in line for 40 minutes to go on fucking Peter Pan. You know what this adds up to is me not really wanting to. And when I say not really wanting to, I mean not wanting to do my lunge steps. But I did it. Okay. 17 days. How long am I going to go? I don't know. I don't know that. Right now, you know what the goal is? The goal is day 18. That's it. The goal is to do them today. That's where it's at. And that's how you do things. That's how you accomplish things. That's how you form habits, right? Saying my goal is to do this for 365 days. That's cool. But you know what? If you're focusing on 365, you might fuck up and miss 18. All right, and that's a real deal. That's a real thing. Bill Belichick in an interview, he had won however many Super Bowls. And someone asked him in an interview, so what's your goal? What are you looking forward to this upcoming season? He said, you know what? I want to have a really great practice today. That's what I'm focused on. That's the goal. And that's the goal. The goal is day 18. All right. One day at a time. Don't break the chain. Get motivated. Do a challenge and just stick to it. And when it's hard, you don't want to do it. That's when you do it. And that's how you make progress. That's how you get better at life. And that's how you prove to yourself you're not a fucking coward. There we go. 12 and a half minutes. Just me talking. Sorry about that. If you hated it, let me know. Caffeine and Kilos podcast. Send an email, podcast@caffeineandkilos.com. And there we go. One more challenge for you. If you don't want to do lunge steps, that's fine. Here we go. Caffeine and Kilos, we are supporting the Add a Mile Challenge. So for week 1, you just run 1 mile. It's got to get done throughout the week. Do fucking whatever it is. 300 meters a day. Whatever. Less than that, I guess, it'd be if you're spread out of 7 days. Week 2, you're doing 2 miles. Week 3, 3 miles. Week 4, 4 miles. Week 5, 5 miles. How long can you go? That's up to you. All right. That's not the goal. The goal isn't to try and go for 300 weeks like that. The goal is to see how long you can go, how long you're willing to do it. How long are you willing to go out there and do something you know you don't want to? Because you know why? It comes back to these lunge steps. Someone asked me why I'm doing it the other day. And I said, it started off out of spite. And then what happened now is I do it because not one single time have I regretted how I felt when I'm done. I'm glad when I did it. I feel like I accomplished something. Didn't want to do something. I did it anyway. That feels good. Sense of accomplishment, the sense of follow through feels good. And I like that. Okay. So there you go. Find a challenge, find something. Could be anything. Maybe you want to start eating a probiotic type food every day. Eat one thing every day that's good for your gut health. I know that's a little different in lunging, but shit, whatever, man. Find something it's going to make you better. Do it every day. Pick up a book. Read 2 pages every day. See how long you can do that for. There we go. Start a streak. New streak. Shout out Corey G Fitness. My bro Corey. Inspiring me today. And this has been a very different, but nonetheless an episode of the Gas Station Cappuccino.